How we gonna start this? So on Wednesday, I was looking at my fantasy lineup, right? And I have Caitlin Clark on a few fantasy line. Like I think I mentioned this last episode. I got a lot of fantasy teams. I don't know. I don't know. I just like doing fantasy. So I have like 16 or 17 fantasy teams. And I have around about like maybe two or three of them, maybe four. And it says she's gonna be like probable for this game. So like constantly throughout the day, around like I think the game was starting like at 7:30, maybe 8. So constantly throughout the day, around like 6, 5 or 6, I'm constantly checking my fantasy lineup to just see when she's gonna pop up to like be either be called out or uh cleared to play. And this is Wednesday when they're facing the Sparks or the Aces. I'm gonna say it was the Sparks. And then I get a notification on my phone about Republican lawmakers are pressing WNBA Commissioner Kathy Ellenberg, or whatever the fuck her name is. No disrespect to her. They're trying to press her to protect Caitlin Clark more. And I was confused by that. Then I opened it up, and this is like a real thing. I thought this, but the reason why I was really like puzzled by it because it was published by ESPN. I don't know if it was published, but it was. That's what the first place I seen it was ESPN. Then I opened it and I start reading it, and then like, no, this is a real thing. They really want her to be protected. They were saying shit like, she's one of your, she is your face of the league, which in a sense I do agree with that. You need to protect her because she's like, they were basically saying like she's a white straight woman in a league full of basically the opposite of gay black women. And I don't know, bro. It gets weird, and I believe at a certain point, you as fuck your play for right now. Like I don't care about your play style or how how you're impacting the game or how you play the game, right? Even though I don't agree with how Kane plays the game, you have to, as yourself and as your brand, to protect your team morale and your brand like morale all around what concerns you. You have to come out and say you you just don't side with these people because like usually I would agree with like you just gotta ignore bullshit. But at a certain point, bullshit keeps following you. You have to address and be like, no, I actually don't agree with any of this. I don't stand with this. This is not me. That's not my brand. This ain't like I don't agree with none of that. And you can't just do it in a lighthearted way. You have to come out and stand firm. Like I don't like people that just like stay in the middle or stay like undecided. At some point, you have to come out and be like, this is what it is. And if people don't agree with it, people don't agree with it. But you have to pick a side. Either say you stand with these people and you agree with what the fuck they're saying, or say you don't. You can't be not picking a side. That's what I'm gonna say. You can't be not picking a side. It's just leaving you in a weird spot, and like it's getting really weird. I think since that foul happened against her and Alyssa Thomas, I was like, you know what? A little odd that they suspended her a game after. Like I don't agree with that shit because the foul happened like in the second or third quarter, and she ended up being out for the game with an unrelated injury. Something else happened that got her injured in that game that they did not talk about, which I find very weird. And then you wait a entire day after the game to suspend her for the next game that she has. And just weird shit. And then she received death threats and all this shit behind it. It is weird. And then you have Sophie Cunningham. She didn't come up, but somebody asked her about it in like a little media interview before like during their like practice and stuff. And she's saying like, some people just can handle that the backlash they receive, and some people can't. Sometimes you gotta have tough skin in this league, which is agreed upon, but based off why they ask you that question and what they're talking about, you just can't say shit like that. That's not the right answer.
What resources does the league provide for you guys as players to kind of help you try to filter through some of the hate and negative things that come through on social media?
I think that Honestly, I don't know what our league does to help with that. If they really do anything, you can put out statements as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you're in an entertainment business. That's when mental toughness comes in. If you're going to live by praise, you're going to die by the hate. And so I think that's on the individual person to have mental toughness. Some people can deal with it, some people can't. And I think you can see the ones who can. And unfortunately, there are some who can't. And it's not beneficial to them. But you can't control what other people say or what other people do. All you can do is control yourself, how you treat people. Speak up, and support people who, maybe don't have a voice or don't have the courage to do that. But it's one of those things. You're in the entertainment business, and you have to expect it.
How do you try to filter through some of that stuff, or you just avoid it?
I don't know if you guys don't know, but I don't care. Like I don't care, and I think that's with the good stuff, like the meme. Like I think that's funny and it's cool, but like, is that my whole identity and that's what I'm thriving on? No, it's not. Like I think it's funny, but yeah, I just don't care. I think people are funny, people are dumb, and they let them do them. I'm just gonna stay in my lane.
Like when I first started watching again, Sophie Cunningham was presented to me as like this big time player. So I generally thought she was like one of the superstars of WNBA. But the more you watch, you realize, oh no, you're just a role player. Like you're not that you're not good, but you're not the superstar that they make you out to seem. The reason why they make her out to be a superstar is because I don't know if she supports this, but it kind of looks like she does. That she's like uh, a right wing Republican supporter. Uh, I think they call her MAGA Barbie. I don't know if that's true. Like I just once again, these are things I hear. I don't try to dive deep into this. I try to keep it strictly basketball because I am generally enjoying the league right now, and I very rarely try to dive into topics like this because I don't really. I just like my basketball to be about basketball. I don't really care about the ad tricks and the other side of it of politics and the fucking behind the scenes stuff. Really, that really don't matter with basketball. Like this shit does not matter to basketball. It's hurting the brand way more than it's helping it. I think that's just a fact. It is. Like, it's distracting it from great play, and they're trying to like not even address this shit. Which I get it why you won't address it, but somebody has to come out and say something. Someone involved has to come out and say something. Either the commissioner, the player herself, Caitlin Clark, trying to make it seem like is that player voting that came out like 2 weeks ago thing that she was ranked 11 best player in WNBA, which is not a stretch. I don't think that's a crazy thing to say that she's the 11th best player. I just really don't. To me, like I'm not saying that's accurate. I don't think I have her 11. I think I have her somewhere between like anywhere from 4 to like 7. And my reason for that is because I just don't think she's a good point guard. I think I think she could play a good shooting guard role, but they try to paint her this picture as one of the best passers in the league and one of the best playmakers in general in the league. And I just don't agree with that. I don't think she is. I think she assists hunts. When she knows she can't score, she is gonna foul beat you, but she does a fucking line. That's why I don't like her play style. Or she's going to just assist hunt. And she doesn't have a bag deep enough to be a good playmaker. Like if you put pressure on her, once again she's gonna foul bait or look for the assist. Like only look for the assist. It's not like you're making a pass to set up other shit. A lot of the times she picks up her dribble or throws a bad pass, and that just leads to turnovers a lot. And as a guard, especially on my team, I know what that's like because my point guard is Georgia Amore, and let me tell you, she does it. She does the exact same thing. Well, not in terms of assist something. She picks up the ball. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's times where it's like it's clear situation where you're not supposed to pick up the ball on that spot on the floor, and she does it, and that shit frustrates me. I see Clayton Clark do that shit a lot. When she knows she just is out of moves, she's gonna pick up the ball and look around. But it's like you should know that. I don't know, bro. That's what makes you wonder what the fuck are you doing in practice for like Caitlin Clark? Because like if you're foul baiting inside the game, I could only imagine how practices are, because like that has to be annoying. There's so many times where that's why I don't like this freedom of movement shit. I'll be honest, the freedom of movement shit I think is limiting the league and is forcing them. I get it. You don't want players to get hurt and you want to protect players, which I don't agree it's doing. It's just it's forcing players like Caitlin Clark to do more foul baiting because you know you're going to get the call, especially if you exaggerate the call, fling your arms, whip your head back. You're going to most likely get a call. And I just don't like that to me. I'm not saying go back to the way it was. I think you should do something to protect players from more physical play. But I think physicality is a part of the game. Like there's certain games throughout the season that I've been watching that they just let players play, and I think that's it's weird how certain games you let players play and certain games you want to call it close. You even see that within quarter to quarters. Like some quarters, like they're gonna call maybe 3 fouls, and then the next quarter they might call 20. And that for me, when I'm watching a lot of these games, that's usually in the third quarter. It's like the first 2 quarters be called pretty fairly, in my opinion, and then that third quarter comes, they kind of like stray away from that and they'll call every foul. I don't know if it's the stretch games or what. And they go to that replay monitor so fucking much for so long, bro. Like that's one thing I don't like. I don't know. I don't think I really am rocking with WNBA refs the way I should. I just all of it just looks bad to me. All of it just looks bad. I just wish Caitlin Clark played better, bro. I really just wish she did. I wish she just would stop with this foul baiting shit. I'm not believing because she does it to every team. Every team she's playing is fouling her this hard. I'm not believing that everybody's fouling you, bro. And then the complaining with her, I just don't agree with her plays at all. Like before, I mentioned this, I was a big fan, but I'm like actually not a fan anymore. It's one of her play style and people that is aligning with her, and that's kind of using her to push their agenda and movements. So I really don't rock with that. It's just weird to me.